Muy buenos chicos, chicas, Reyes y Reinas, bienvenidos a un nuevo canal. Hoy continuamos con el evento principal de la 4.3, Rosas y Mosquetes. En el episodio anterior estuvimos grabando la película que creemos, porque este evento va de grabar una película, y estuvimos ayer grabándola. Entonces ahora Chef Roulette, después de la grabación, nos preguntó que si queríamos participar en la investigación del asesinato, porque ha habido un asesinato muy parecido al de la película. Y Chef Roulette nos dijo que si nos queríamos unir a la investigación. Le dijimos que sí y tenemos que investigar ahora aquí.
Welcome to the show's Clockwork Workshop. How can I help you?
Hello. I'd like to know if anyone has purchased some special components lately.
Special components? Sorry, could you be more specific?
I mean the kind of components that aren't typically used for clockwork toys, but for firearms.
Huh? For firearms? No, we don't sell those sort of things here.
Me imagino que estamos buscando a ver si alguien ha comprado una pistola o
Don't misunderstand. I'm not here to cause any trouble. We are merely investigating a case, and we're hoping that you could cooperate.
Well, to be completely honest, I'm not even sure what kind of components that would entail.
Has anyone ever purchased components here as an individual rather than on behalf of an organization?
We have a lot of customers who buy toys, but those who buy components are all regular customers who buy in bulk on behalf of their organization.
Is that so?
Pensaba que este era mejor un personaje que iba a hablar, pero no, es un bot.
You're welcome. It's the least I can do.
O sea que nadie ha comprado armas, por así decirlo. El señor, este tío pensaba que era un... Digo, como se ha parado aquí a mirar, digo, a lo mejor es un personaje que va a hablar ahora, pero no. Es un bot. Es un personaje que simplemente estaba por ahí, pues oye, ha dado la posibilidad de que se ha parado a pensar justo en la cinemática. Bueno, la cinemática, en este 6. Vale, vamos a bajar ahora aquí. Cuidado de no matar a nadie, por favor. Que no es la primera ni la última vez que me pasará.
Oh, hey, Chevres. Run out of oil for your musket again?
Hello, Estelle. I want to know if anyone has come to your shop recently to order some firearm components.
Ay, porque la víctima ha sido asesinada con armas de fuego, esto bueno. Creo que es obvio sabiendo que está preguntando eso.
Oh, is this another case? Let me think. I don't think so. Some people have requested that I make some prop guns for the Fontanalia Film Festival, but I refused all of those requests.
Vaya.
Oh? Why's that?
Because there's no profit! I only make things here that can do some real heavy lifting. I don't have the energy to make some new molds just for the festival.
Then, has anybody come specifically looking for mechanical components?
Well, I usually sell off my scrap to the fleuve cendre. I don't typically give them to one specific person.
I understand. Thanks for your cooperation.
Don't mention it. Always happy to have the Musketeers' patronage.
Sospechoso.
Seems like we haven't found any leads to go off yet.
Yeah, unfortunately. Alright, let's head to Fleuve Cendre next.
Huh? Are you sure? People might not be so thrilled to see the captain of the special patrol there.
You think so, huh? Then I guess you don't know.
Huh? Know what?
That I grew up in Fleuve Cendre.
Ojo. No sé muy bien qué es el río Ceniciento, pero bueno. Vamos para allá. Ah, es la parte de abajo. Vaya. Sí, o sea, básicamente debajo de Fontaine, pues hay una ciudad extra. Que es esta. Vale. Entonces, al no haber comprado piezas de fuego, me imagino que el criminal ya tendría la suya propia. No, o que sabe fabricar armas él. O ella. A ver, observamos.
What's all this? Some broken planks and barrels, as well as some liquor bottles?
Yes, but have a closer look, Paimon.
¿De qué?
Even though somebody has purposefully tried to clean them up, these are obviously marks from musket bullets.
Han estado practicando.
In other words, someone was here trying to improve their shot. They were using the barrels and bottles for target practice.
Could it have been the killer?
Your guess is as good as mine. Although many people at Fleuve Cendre own guns, few hide the fact from others. And even fewer would go to such lengths to hide markings from practice shots. Anyway, let's go. There might be more to this.
Vale, me he venido aquí porque era el más alejado y no me apetecía tener que avanzar y luego venir aquí, ¿sabéis? Pero bueno, vamos a investigar ya dentro de lo que es un poco el pueblo. No sé si esto se le puede denominar pueblo o ciudad, no. Ciudad no, porque es chiquitito. Pero bueno, vamos para arriba y así no tenemos que subirlo. Esmeralda.
Hello, I'd like to ask some questions.
I don't know anything.
Vaya.
Don't worry, I'm not here to arrest anybody.
You say that now.
It's the truth. Here, take this as my guarantee.
Wait, did Paimon just see what she thinks she saw? Is the captain
¿Le
of
acaba de dar
the special
dinero?
patrol bribing a citizen?
Si no dices nada, nadie tiene por qué enterarse.
Seems you're different from the other guards. What do you want to know?
Vaya.
Have you heard anything related to muskets in Fleuve Cendre lately? Anything at all?
Muskets, huh? All I know is that about 2 weeks ago, we started hearing some loud noises at night. So loud that it's been waking me up.
Were they gunshots?
Possibly. It's hard to tell around here. Someone's house collapsing, a pipe exploding somewhere, it's all the same. But the noises I'm talking about definitely happened after I fell asleep.
Do you know where the noises were coming from?
I don't remember clearly.
Is it that you don't remember, or that you need to think
¿Necesitas más
about it some
dinero
more?
o...?
You tell me.
Vaya por Dios.
Then please, think about it some more.
¿Será cabrona la niña esta?
She's giving her even more mora.
¿Cómo? ¿Dónde? A lo mejor son golosinas de frutas.
The noises came from the end of the southern waterway. I came out and had a look for myself when I wasn't sleeping well, but I didn't dare get too close. That's all I know.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
Joder, esta parte me ha recordado
Thanks for
mucho
the pot de fruit.
a The Wolf Among Us. Que en The Wolf Among Us ninguna persona nos quiere ayudar, ¿sabéis? Tenemos que estar todo el rato o sacándole información o sobornando.
No need to be surprised. I grew up here, remember? I know how to get people around here to talk.
¿Métodos? ¿Qué métodos? Yo también quiero unas golosinas de frutas.
Seems you catch on pretty quick. Now then, let's keep going.
¿Qué hay este bicho? A ver. Su puta madre, es la primera vez que veo este bicho. Pero cago, no me le van a dar una bandurenda. ¿Qué es esto, tío? Hostia, tiene hasta un tatuaje, qué guapo. No había visto esa tatuaje en mi vida. Vale, pues me imagino que esta conversación iba antes que eso, porque ahora ya sabemos eso, ¿sabéis? Pero bueno, nos lo hemos soltado un poco por los huevos. Vale, vamos a hablar con el centinelo este.
It's been a while, Tetro.
Please, just get on with your request.
La gente aquí es muy
I
reservada.
want to know if you've heard anybody talking about muskets lately.
Information isn't free, you know.
Joder, todo el mundo quiere un...
I've heard that bandits have been extremely active in the countryside recently, and they've been affecting the delivery of goods to Poisson. I can allocate some more manpower to help out with that problem.
You're still as helpful as ever. One of our men got drunk at dinner about a month ago and lost his gun. 3 days later, it turned up in the corner here.
What's weird about that? He just forgot where he put it, right?
This is Fleuve Cendre, my friend. Anything of value left in the tavern won't ever make it to the next day.
Joder, que
But
miedo
that
vivir
gun
aquí,
turned
¿no?
out to be an exception. It didn't get any new wear and tear on it, and didn't even appear to have been fired. We were quite mystified as to what could have happened.
I suspect it came back because the weapon was already known to the guards.
You mean, a criminal was afraid the Marechaussee Phantom would use the shot marks to track them down? Maybe. But if that's the case, the culprit really took great care to avoid getting caught.
I didn't say anything about a criminal.
In Fleuve Cendre, knowing who was killed is as easy as knowing what clothes you're wearing today. It's the guy living in the east side, isn't it? I've never liked him. Every time he's here, he just orders a drink and sits there with a nasty look in his eyes.
Tenemos un
So,
sospechoso.
who was the one who lost the gun in the first place?
Don't bother. Even if you asked, he wouldn't admit to owning a gun to some strangers. Not to mention the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
He's right.
I know you grew up here, Chevres. Even though you're on good terms with the Spina, you've still been gone too long. Not many people know you here now, and a lot of people don't like the Special Patrol.
I know.
So take my advice and don't show your face too much around here. It's for your own safety.
I'll come and go as I please, and I'm afraid I'll be appearing more often due to my work.
Toma.
All right. Don't say I didn't warn you.
O sea que este lugar es como la zona más peligrosa de...
Seems like that's all we'll be able to uncover for today.
Paimon feels like we managed to learn a lot more here than up on the surface.
Yes. Assuming that everything we found is indeed connected to our suspect, then their timeline was probably something like this. A month ago, our suspect found a gun and took it home to disassemble it. Once he'd figured out its mechanics, he brought it back. In the following weeks, he used some parts to create his own makeshift musket, and took it to the Fleuve Cendra for target practice. Then, a few days ago, he found his target and carried out the murder. Once the deed was done, he left a rainbow rose on the body, just like the scene in the novel.
That all makes sense to Paimon, but we're still no closer to figuring out the killer's identity.
Pero, ¿y quién era la víctima?
The deceased was a resident of Fleuve Cendra. It's said that he was a poor, solitary man.
En la novela la víctima era una aristócrata.
Yeah, that's also something I'm trying to figure out. If we are indeed following the novel, and there's a story behind the murder, then this murder should be an act of vengeance. But according to our investigation, the deceased didn't have any enemies. He was no saint, but no one's heard of a rival who hated him enough to shoot him dead. Much less care to leave a rose on his body. What message is the killer trying to convey? And to whom exactly?
¿Crees que puedo ser el autor de la novela?
We've thoroughly investigated that possibility. He claims to have spent the whole day at the Opera House on the day of the murder, and the staff there have confirmed his account.
Okay, so he has an alibi.
Not only that, he lacks a credible motive as well. He has a family of his own, and both of his parents are still alive. I've looked into his records. He was adopted at the age of 6, and all the proper procedures were followed. There are also records of him at an orphanage before then. In the story, the mother of the 2 musketeers was murdered after the children turned 10. Of course, he could have changed the children's ages, but I don't want to assume anything without evidence. More importantly, I've also had a chat with him in person. He didn't seem like the kind of person who would pull the trigger to kill a man.
Then, what should we do now? We have all this new information, but it doesn't help us move forward.
Investigations take time. I didn't expect us to catch the culprit in just a single day. How about this? Let's spend the next few days filming with the crew. We can continue the investigation once we're done with the film. I'm sure that given time, new leads will present themselves.
Wait, but weren't you saying Intel is like small, remote islands in the middle of the sea just a moment ago? Wouldn't you just miss them if you were to stop looking?
Ah, but the book had more than one reference to the islands, Paimon.
Oh? What else did it say then?
As long as you spend enough time sailing through the fog, you'll eventually come across an island.
Vaya, pues completaron así la segunda parte de la misión. Bueno, del evento. El evento ya os dije que tiene como 5 misiones. Por lo cual, pues aquí acaba la segunda misión. Y bueno, sí, os lo puedo enseñar aquí de hecho, mirad. Son 5 misiones, ¿vale? Y dice que vamos a terminar el rodaje primero. O sea, aquí ya terminar primero de grabar el evento, la película. Pero bueno, me imagino que pasará algo que nos impedirá grabar la película porque todavía quedan 3 misiones y dudo mucho que la película la grabemos en una misión dejando otras 2 misiones fuera. Pero bueno, espero que os haya gustado, que la hayáis disfrutado. Y nada, gracias por ver. Adiós.